Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Jesse McBee chops off his iconic long hair. Fans can't handle the transformation. The video that broke the internet. The sun was setting over Gallatin, Missouri, painting the McBee farms with a soft golden hue, when Jesse McBee, the quiet yet wildly adored star of McBee Dynasty, clicked the Go Live button on Instagram. Fans thought it would be another casual Q&A session, maybe updates about farm life, a little banter about upcoming episodes, or perhaps a glimpse of his fiancée, Ali Ventresca, buzzing around in the background. But within seconds, viewers realized this was not an ordinary live stream. In the frame stood Jesse, his signature waist-length honey blonde hair tumbling like waves of silk over his shoulders, hair that fans had idolized since season 1. Standing behind him was a local barber holding a pair of electric clippers, their low hums slicing through the thick Missouri hair. "All right, guys," Jesse began, his voice unsteady but determined. "I know y'all love my hair, but it's time for a change." The comments exploded instantly. At McBeeQueen87, "No, Jesse, stop." At Dynasty Obsessed, "This better be a prank." At Cows and Curls, "Don't you dare, Jesse, we love the hair." Jesse smiled nervously at the flood of protests, but didn't waver. Ali stepped into the frame, holding his hand. "It's his choice, guys," she said softly. "You're gonna love the new Jesse." The buzzing grew louder. And then, snap. The barber's scissors sliced through the first massive lock of golden hair. Gasps filled the comments. Fans screamed in all caps. Some threatened to boycott the show entirely. Within 5 minutes, the live stream had over 300,000 viewers, making it the most watched McBee Dynasty moment outside of Steve Sr.'s federal fraud trial updates. By the time the clippers stopped, Jesse's transformation was complete. His flowing locks were gone, replaced by a sharp, modern fade. The quiet farm boy had suddenly transformed into a rugged, movie star-like heartthrob. The internet lost its collective mind. A dynasty divided. While fans were reeling, inside the McBee household, chaos had erupted. Steve McBee Sr., the patriarch of the family, stormed into the kitchen where Jesse and Ali were sitting with celebratory beers. "What the hell did you just do, son?" Steve's voice thundered. Jesse leaned back casually, clearly expecting the confrontation. "It's just hair, Dad." Steve slammed his hand on the table. "Just hair? You know damn well that hair was part of your brand. That's why Bravo keeps putting you on all the damn posters." Ali jumped in to defend her fiancé. "Steve, you can't control every aspect of Jesse's life. He wanted to change. Let him have it." But Steve wasn't done. He pointed at Jesse with the same intensity he once used during boardroom battles and cattle auctions. "You think fans tune in for you? No, they tune in for us, the McBee image. That hair was part of the legacy. Now, you've turned yourself into some damn Instagram model." Jesse sighed, running his freshly trimmed fingers through his shorter locks. "Maybe that's the point. I'm not trying to be you, Dad. I'm trying to be me." The room went silent. The tension between father and son, long simmering beneath the surface, had finally boiled over. Social media meltdown. By midnight, the internet had exploded into factions. Team Long-Haired Jesse mourned the loss of his iconic locks, while Team Fresh Fade Jesse celebrated his bold transformation. Trending hashtags included McBee Meltdown, Jesse Hair Massacre, Bring Back the Curls, and Hotter Than Steve Jr., a subtle dig at Jesse's brother, Steven Jr., whose dating life has been messy lately. TikTok naturally became the war zone. One viral clip showed fans reacting live to the haircut. At FarmFangirl94, crying hysterically, "This is worse than Steve Sr.'s sentencing updates. I can't breathe." Another creator stitched Jesse's video, dramatically overlaying Sarah McLachlan's "I Will Remember You," while old clips of Jesse tossing his golden locks in slow motion played in the background. Within 24 hours, Jesse's haircut video had surpassed 12 million views, setting a record for the McBee Dynasty franchise. Even Bravo's official Instagram account posted, "R.I.P. Jesse's iconic hair, gone but never forgotten." The secret reason behind the haircut. While fans debated the transformation, whispers started to circulate online about why Jesse had chopped his hair off. At first, people assumed it was just for attention or a branding reboot, but then Dumois dropped a blind item, hinting at something much bigger. Reality star from a farm-based family series cut off his hair to distance himself from upcoming family scandals. Within hours, Reddit sleuth connected the dots. Steve Sr.'s looming federal sentencing was allegedly about to get much worse. An anonymous Bravo insider leaked that producers had asked Jesse to clean up his image ahead of the season finale. Apparently, Bravo executives feared that if Steve Sr.'s prison sentence became the main focus, the entire family needed PR-friendly makeovers to soften public perception. But Jesse's camp insists otherwise. According to Ali, the haircut was personal. "He's been under so much pressure," she told a fan in DMs that later leaked. "He needed to shed more than just his hair. It's about starting fresh." The aftershocks. 2 days later, Jesse appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. The set was buzzing, the audience filled with screaming McBee Dynasty fans waving signs like, "We miss the hair," and "Jesse 2.0 forever." Andy grinned mischievously as Jesse sat down. "All right, Jesse," Andy began, holding up a printed photo of Jesse's old look. "America has one question. Why?" Jesse laughed, shaking his head. "Honestly, Andy, I just felt trapped. That hair became my identity. Every time I met someone, they didn't ask about me. They asked about my hair. I wanted to remind everyone, and myself, that I'm more than that." The crowd erupted in applause. Andy nodded, clearly impressed with the vulnerability. But in true Bravo fashion, Andy couldn't resist stirring the pot. "Okay, but be honest. Did your dad freak out?" Jesse smirked. "Oh, he freaked out all right. I think he's still recovering." What comes next for Jesse and the Dynasty? With Season 3 of McBee Dynasty filming in real time, producers are already pivoting to make Jesse's haircut a major storyline. The teaser trailer leaked last night, and it's explosive. Jesse defying Steve Sr.'s orders. Ali defending Jesse from fan backlash. Steven Jr. mocking Jesse's midlife crisis. A dramatic family dinner where Steve Sr. shouts, "This isn't about hair. This is about respect."
Steven Jr. strikes back. If fans thought Jesse's haircut drama was over, they couldn't have been more wrong. The morning after Jesse's viral Instagram Live, Stephen McBee Jr., Jesse's older brother and McBee Dynasty's unofficial troublemaker, posted a TikTok that sent the fandom into meltdown. In the video, Stephen Jr. was leaning against a tractor, smirking into the camera while holding a bundle of fake blonde extensions. The caption? Quote, "R.I.P. Jesse's identity. Hashtag, who is he now?" The video hit 2 million views in under 3 hours. Fans were divided between laughing at Steven's shade and dragging him for being, quote, "jealous." One comment, liked over 45,000 times, summed it up perfectly. At Bravo Obsessed 22, Steven Jr. really mad Jesse's the fan favorite now. Stay pressed, King. By afternoon, Jesse fired back on his Instagram stories, posting a selfie with Ali kissing his freshly faded head, captioned, "When your brother tries to come for you, but your fiancé still prefers the upgrade. Hashtag fresh feed energy." Cue World War McBee. The producers pull the strings. Behind the scenes, Bravo executives were thrilled. Ratings had been dipping after the Stephen McBee Sr. sentencing delays, but Jesse's viral transformation single-handedly reignited interest in the show. An internal memo leaked to Reddit late that night, allegedly from Bravo's senior production team, read, quote, "Jesse's haircut storyline is testing off the charts. Build tension with Steven Jr. and Steve Sr. This is our Season 3 hook. Push Jesse into conflict. Fans love him as the underdog. In other words, Bravo wanted blood. They immediately ordered reshoots. A forced sit-down between Jesse and Steven Jr. at McBee Farms, a family intervention where Steve Sr. confronts Jesse about ruining the dynasty's image, a tearful confessional with Ali defending Jesse against online hate. What no one outside the family knew yet was that producers had a bigger reason to amplify Jesse's storyline. They were preparing a secret spin-off pitch to Peacock, Jesse and Ali, Life After the Dynasty. The Dinner from Hell. 3 nights later, the McBee family gathered at the farmhouse for what Bravo promised would be a civilized family dinner. Cameras were everywhere. Tension was thicker than Missouri humidity. Steve Sr. sat at the head of the table, gripping his whiskey glass so tightly that Ali whispered to Jesse, "He's going to blow." "All right," he began, his voice calm but menacing. "I think it's time we talk about the elephant in the room." Steven Jr. smirked. "You mean Jesse's midlife crisis?" Jesse shot him a glare. "Keep talking, Steven. You're just mad nobody cares about your Nashville breakup anymore." The table fell silent. Steven Jr.'s face turned red. "Don't bring Natalie into this," Steven snapped, slamming his fork down. "At least I didn't sell my personality for some Instagram likes." Jesse leaned forward, locking eyes with his brother. "Newsflash, I didn't cut my hair for fans. I did it for me." Steve Esther erupted. "For you? Do you hear yourself? This isn't just about you, Jesse. This is about our brand, the McBee name, everything I built." Ali jumped in, unable to stay silent any longer. "Steve, this isn't your life. Jesse isn't your puppet." Steve Sr. turned to her sharply. "You stay out of this, Ali. You don't know what it takes to run this family." Ali's voice cracked, but she didn't back down. "I know enough to see you're tearing it apart." Suddenly, Jesse slammed his fist on the table. "I'm done letting this family dictate who I am. If my haircut ruins your brand, then maybe your brand was never about us. Maybe it was just about you." The entire table went silent. Cameras caught Steve Sr.'s jaw clench, his knuckles white around his glass. And then, without another word, Steve stood up and walked out. The fan backlash hits a peak. The explosive dinner aired in a special, sneak peek episode released early on Bravo's streaming app, and the internet went feral. Fan reactions flooded X, formerly Twitter. At Dynasty Addict, Steve Sr. gaslighting Jesse over a haircut? We're Team Jesse forever. At Bravo Leaks, producers knew exactly what they were doing with this dinner. Reality TV gold. At Steven Jr. Sucks, Steven Jr. mocking Jesse while still crying over Natalie is peak clown behavior. Within hours, hashtag Team Jesse was trending globally. Brands smelled opportunity. Within a week, Jesse landed partnerships with Maverick Grooming, Wrangler, and even a protein shake company, all capitalizing on his viral Fresh Start image. Meanwhile, Bravo confirmed that Jesse's haircut episode had become the most watched in franchise history, beating even Steve Sr.'s federal indictment reveal. The twist no one saw coming. Just when fans thought they'd seen it all, a leaked court document surfaced online, and it changed everything. According to the papers, Steve Sr.'s legal team was preparing to argue that his federal fraud charges are being sensationalized by reality TV editing and that Bravo's portrayal of the McBee family has, quote, irreparably harmed his reputation. But here's the kicker. One page revealed that Jesse had secretly testified against his father in a private deposition weeks before the haircut drama exploded. Fans immediately began speculating that Jesse's decision to chop his hair wasn't just about personal freedom, it was about rebranding himself ahead of a massive legal storm. Reddit went wild. At Reality Sleuth 88, wait, so Jesse knew this was coming? That haircut was his clean break from Steve Sr.? At Bravo T Queen, if Jesse testified against his dad, Season 4 is going to be insane. Suddenly, the haircut was no longer just a haircut. It was the start of a civil war within the McBee dynasty. A dynasty on the brink. By late September, the McBee family had fractured into factions. Team Steven Sr. Steven Jr., fiercely loyal to his father and accusing Jesse of betrayal. Team Jesse. Ali, Galena, and surprisingly, Kala Jackson, who publicly supported Jesse's, quote, right to choose his own path. Team Bravo. The network itself quietly pushing Jesse as the face of the franchise while slowly distancing from Steve Sr. ahead of his sentencing. The upcoming Season 3 finale teaser promised a bombshell. A screaming match between Steve Sr. and Jesse in the barn, Ali in tears threatening to leave Missouri, Steven Jr. punching a hole in a wall after a confrontation with Jesse, and finally, a shot of Steve Sr. storming out of a courthouse while reporters swarm him, shouting, "Steve, did your son turn on you?" The screen goes blank. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates.